Hello everybody. Today we're on another video. I'm gonna be talking about my magnets. I've had these for about 3 years, but I've had these for about 6 years. Now, originally, I had two more magnetic layers by this. Right now, this is a perfect cube, but with two more extra layers, basically. You know, I've had these for again about 6 years, but now, to be honest, these are just extras of these. These were both Christmas presents back when 2020, and then these ones I got on 2023. Um, Greatest toys I've ever had. I love these things. I still play with them every day to this day. I mean, yeah, I don't play with these anymore, but that's because I got these. This was one set. This was two. Now, um, both of these were from Amazon. Not VAD19 or anything like that. Just Amazon. Magnetic beads. To be honest, and today I'm really just going to be showing you of all the stuff that I make with them. But I also just honestly take these. Sometimes I honestly take these with me everywhere. Not all the time, but if I'm going away for a couple days, like they're going in with me, I bring them everywhere. I play with them constantly. I fidget with them. They're a good stress ball, just a nice, and because they're magnets, they're not gonna exactly fall on you unless you do that. But other than that, it's a nice little perfect stress ball. But this is all the things that I'm going to create. A lot of math kind of involved because of how I layer and count these. But also, before I do that, just know that everything is a specific amount. That's how this works. I'm gonna create into the first shape that you guys saw it with, and then I'll explain more of how the whole thing works in my head. So I don't make the entire thing all in one go. I make it in little sections like this, and I'm just gonna explain kind of how I do it. So I just have the ball of magnets first, and I just take some. I don't need any specific amount. I can make the ball however big that I want, then I separate it. Now I don't even make the things too big because sometimes I'll just do this. See how there's more here? I'll just make what I have of this first to make it into part of that cube. So I first just connect the two layers to make it like this. Sometimes there's going to be things that are in your way, kind of like how there's little extras. See how there's one on there, but not one on there? I just take that off and add it to the ball the small ball we still have. Then I flatten it out and I connect those two. Sometimes this happens. You just take it off, put it back on, and then you connect it to a full ring. Again, you flatten it, making sure you have a perfect side. So just take that from what we have left, and then take one of the sides and bend it over. Again, sometimes that's going to happen, and if that happens, even if you have it correctly, it's going to happen on the same side. So again, you just take these off, put it on the small thing. That you put to the side for now. Whoops, I accidentally messed that one up because, see, I bumped it. So I just lift it up and put it back down. Put it to the side again, and just do that over and over again. But also, this video is also going to be me just talking about shows. Or actually, nah. Sorry, it's just like, I'm trying to do 2 in 1. Because I was like, I still need to talk about Devil May Cry. But that should actually just be a video of its own. And again, these should also be a video of its own. So again, sometimes you're going to have the thing, but that's fine. You just fully connect it. Because again, still. And you just do the same thing over and over again until you get this. You just put the two parts together. Um, and if it's not big enough, you just again do the whole process thing again. You know, but now I'm just gonna do it really fast down here because it's more actually it's more easier for me to just do it down here. But this is just me doing it fully. Again, this isn't supposed to be perfect, you know. Oh, okay, boom. I've had these for years. So and all I honestly do is just create and then destroy the thing and then create something else and then destroy the thing, you know? And then there you go. Oh, sometimes that happens. I do the lesser side. Also, too, your magnets are not going to come out of the box being able to do this. You need to break them in, and it takes about a couple of months at most. But again, if you constantly play with them, it should happen within a week and a month or a month. For me, again, it was honestly just as short as a week, and then it was starting to obey. Now, obviously, as you create more things with the magnets, they're not going to be used to making that as much as I am with this. Whenever it comes to creating the magnets, this is the first thing I always make because of how organized I have it as, you know? So again, yeah, it's going to take a couple of years. They're not going to come out of the box like this. But once you do, honestly, it's it's just limited to of how many magnets you have and the way that magnets just work, you know? Because again, there are stuff like this where it's all nice and neat, or because magnets are magnets, instead of this, a little trick you can do. Uh, hold on. See if I can still do it. Instead of do like crush the corners together to make it as that pattern, you know? Because like there are two ways of doing it. There's this pattern, and then of course, then you can do that, and then there's this pattern. You know, there's two types of patterns, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, you just keep making them however the way you like, because again, they're toys. You're not supposed to be doing it perfect. That thing is already starting to get kind of big, so I'm gonna create more of a smaller thing this time. And then once you stick it on, you peel one of the pieces. And then you make that into a full cube. Again, sometimes you might have imperfections, so I don't want to say imperfections, but it's just like for the way you built, they're just kind of in your way, but you're not throwing them away because you still need them. And then you make this, and you do it all the time. Again, just that. Taking off the top, and then putting them back. Taking off both tops. And then now you have two. Instead of on the top of each other, you do it side to side. And now since we have two left, what I found out is easier is if you just make it split through the middle instead. Hold on, I got big fingers and this is hard to do because sometimes I do it at a specific angle. I can't do it in the front. But you do this, you just take it off and then carefully, because again, you can mess up. How you do so if it's not going on easily, and see how it's like flicking away, that means it's not gonna go on the way you should, because you want it on like this. If you do the other way, it's going to go on this line, or sometimes the a layer on here will not go onto here, but will go to here instead. But if you do it correctly, you should it look like it should look like this. Then you just carefully and then of course you're gonna have extras, so you just take that off. And then sometimes I like to see if how well I do at creating duplicates. See, I was one layer off or one layer more. I could have had a perfect pair. But either way, you do it, and then again, you just do it for the rest. I typically do it 2 to 3 times. 2 times, that just means I made one really big one and then one medium sized one. But I normally just make threes. And then I'm just like, I just really need to make it. I don't feel like doing it like I don't want to do it like in big sections, because the bigger you make it, the harder it is. Because you got a big giant ball, and then of course you got stuff tangling. Because you know how there's a loose end here. Well, sometimes sometimes I'll try and take it and put it on, but sometimes it won't go on. So then sometimes I gotta flip it off the entire way around. But yeah, the bigger you make it, the harder it is to start. But again, with experience, a guy like me has no trouble. And of course, for your last set, you should have perfect all the time. But sometimes I also just make them in 8s or 7s, because like I just want smaller ones so I can just make it faster, because again, the bigger you do it, the more harder it is. You're gonna experience paint loss a lot. It honestly just doesn't matter after a while. It's only because you've been using them so much that, you know, I honestly don't mind, because it still does have some color, even though it's like 80% gray now. But just, you know, that doesn't mean I can get more in the future. Oh, I messed up. Okay, cause see how it's like taking that part off. We don't want that. Okay, so you carefully take it off. Sometimes it'll mess up like that. I don't know if you can see it. How there's 2 more on there, or 1 more on there. That'll happen sometimes. Then again, you just create it and then add it. Again, sometimes imperfections. You just gotta fix it. Again, happen again. And then from here on, one of the next thing I make is like perfect 8x8 cube parts. And so I start by I start by doing this. I honestly just sometimes connect them together because it's just easier. Then you take one, and then you make a great cube. And so this is 2 4x4s. What I mean by that is that is a perfect cube on top and by side. So if I just take 2 of the sides instead of all 4, I get a perfect cube. Yeah, kind of cool. So again, imagine what I can make with all of that. Instead, it's going to be perfect for 8x8s. Oh. I think I'm just gonna do a time lapse for this one. Okay, and so sometimes I don't put them all together. Sometimes I create them by themselves because it's just easier that way. Oh, I messed up. And then sometimes I also just do this, because then I just do 2, 2, and then I create that, then just boom. Then you do that 3 more times. This is where the full time lapse is just gonna happen. So, a way to know that they're gonna stick together and form perfectly instead of together, you're gonna be able to do this on the same sides. Oh, I just squished that. Oh god. But yeah, you're gonna be able to do this basically, because on the other side it's not, it's very stiff, and because of this you can also do this. um and with by doing that, hold on, let's see how well I can edit that. But again, if you're able to do this, you're going to want to do it on, oh, see how it's almost like rejecting it. I almost, so sometimes if that happens, you just flip it and then put it on carefully, and then boom, there you go. And then again, you just do this twice, 2 more times. This one I'm not going to do a also, I should realize that this is a good, better angle. I'm not going to do a time lapse. I'm just gonna go as fast as possible. I'm also just gonna be in my most comfortable position, because again, the more comfortable I am, the faster I can do this. So this is not going to be a time lapse. Again, of course, as soon as I say time lapse, I'm fucking mess up. I am shaky, I will say that, but I feel like I'm still doing okay with speed. And boom, there you go. I don't, again, connect it right away. I just set it to the side and again, make it. No time lapse again. If you get annoyed by this, guess what? I don't care. It's my video. Which again, also too, while you're here, like and subscribe. It's free. It's awesome. And again, you get to see me every time you open your YouTube page whenever I decide to post. Yeah. No, like, just subscribe and tell me what you want to see. Again, this is a new channel. I need ideas. Again, I'm talking about my favorite toy here. That honestly I don't talk a lot in public. Boom. Again, you see, you try and you fix and you do. This one is always so satisfying to me. So if I did it correctly, yep. Because sometimes I will have to go down here because just of how from earlier signs, I can't exactly show it now because I did it perfectly and I'm not going to recreate it. But then you just slowly bend it all. And now with this comes with a little bit of cool things. First, one of the things that I can do is this. It's a bit hard at first because of how small you gotta start. And sometimes you break it and you gotta tear some stuff out in order to fix it. But this is one of more of the cool things that I'm going to show. You know what? I'm not going to show exactly everything that I do with the magnets. There's going to be a part 2 made just to keep your footsies suspended. For the sheer enjoyment of, well, my enjoyment, I'm going to make you wait for a part 2. Who knows how long I will procrastinate into not making that video. So again, you just start and you start off by that. But then you got to do that whole second layer right there and there. Just hope you don't mess up, and then boom, there you go. Sometimes you got to fix this thing at the bottom to do that. And then again, this third layer. 4, 5, 6. And then, you start doing that, and then you go all the way. Now, there are definitely going to be different variants, but I'm going to, of course, show you the more simple stuff before I show you the more complex stuff, because for one of the complex stuff, I have to take off all 4 of them as separate cubes and make the thing first, and then slowly connect them together if they're going to go on correctly. Because again, sometimes it'll do the other pattern instead of the way that I want it. So sometimes there's a fast way for me to just flip it, but still, it's that I'm not going to show on camera because that takes about like 30 minutes alone to do. Well, at least I think it takes 30 minutes. It probably takes more, around 10, but still. And so this is just one of them. I honestly have no names for these at all. I just create them. So then, but then you just, I was always so satisfying to put it back because you can always do it fast until you start getting to the 2 big parts where it starts doing that. So then you just gotta break it along, and then you start doing that in sections. But again, it's always sometimes kind of fun. Oh, again, sometimes that might happen. But sometimes if you are gently able to do it, you gotta take it out. Sometimes a bead will come up. So you gotta do the others first and then put it back. So that way then you can take out the extra magnet up here to put it back in the hole. For the second one, it's a bit, you gotta do it like this. Oh, gotta go with this first because we're gonna do it on all 4 sides. But you can't do all 4, and you gotta keep on switching back so that way you can meet in the middle, so that way they're all the same lengths. Sometimes one of the wait, which side is? Oh, it's this side. Sometimes the ball will stick up. That's annoying sometimes. So then you just plop it back down. This is terrible because for me, because I also completely always chew my nails, but I've been getting better. They have been starting to get tiny bit longer, which has been helping me a lot. Especially when I let my my thumbnails grow, it's so much easier to help me separate things. But yeah, for this one, you just keep on going back and forth because there will only be a 2-layer thing left, and then again you just do them on the other sides. This time you can do them one at a time. It's going to get harder as the gap down here gets closer, especially on the third one, but you just gotta be careful enough. And then of course, again, the last one. Again, it's going to be really hard, especially when it's down here, because when you have to get in the very middle, you got to be very careful to get it all the way down. And now on all 4 sides, it kind of looks like a roof. Does it not? And I think that's kind of cool. Sometimes the bottom feet won't be perfect, so you just gotta fidget with them in order to do that. I can't do this on camera and like fix it at the same time sometimes you gotta put it back. Okay, so this one's like fully messing up. Ah, shoot. See what I mean? How it fully messed up? So sometimes for me, I just always create the thing back into the original 4 cubes because um it's just a stronger forcer that way and less magnets want to come off basically. So again, you just slowly gotta try and take it all out, try and make it as even as possible. Again, it's just part of the territory with having these magnets that it's going to do that. And then you have that, and then now you gotta try and fully fix it, which having a 3 layer instead of a 4 layer always sucks, because I hate doing a 3 layer, because I can never do them correctly, because again, 3 is a really imperfect number, I guess. But it's just a number, so it has, shouldn't feel bad. It's cool. Oh, that never happens. I think I caught that on camera. That never happens before. That's the first time that has actually ever happened to me. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. I'm now suspicious of you. But then you just try and make the thing. Sometimes I do go just do a couple. But luckily, um, I just sometimes count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't go all the way to the very top. I go up to here. So, okay, so these magnets are a little bit being weird. Okay. Hopefully. Kind of being annoying right now. Okay, sometimes you gotta do that first. Just to do that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. Ah. Okay, okay. Hold on. Okay, finally got it fixed. Sorry, just 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh. Hold on. Nope, we're not doing this again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There we go. 4, 5. I don't know why my magnets are being so weird. I gotta restart again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Then, of course, we do the last one. 6. So instead of doing all 4 of the exact same, I'm going to be doing something a little different. The third one is going to go up instead of down. Oh, this is starting to cramp my hands for some reason. I've never had this problem before. But yeah. So instead, I flip it. And I carefully start going layer by layer. But see, because it's going the other way, I don't need to stop at the 2. I could just keep going and make it a perfect little smooth bottom, basically. Then you have this. But see, here's the thing. What if I did this 4 times and made it together? This sorry, saliva for some reason. I'm not going to record this part, but I'm going to show you the end results. Yeah, give me a minute. So, wait, what? So this is what I kind of created. Um, so I do this. I make two. How I do this is I slowly do it from the top. And if it doesn't align correctly, I either have to get something like skinny and hard, like a card, and separate it very carefully. And then what I do is I flatten the big one and then one of the side ones, and I create this as the big arc. I feel like I should call it, and this is just another leg, and then it should fully connect, because if you can't do it one way, you just gotta flip it to a side. That's just how magnets work. Um, yeah, that's why I'm also not showing you this, because it's honestly just a very painful process to do. And I don't know how to record facing down and showing you all this even in a time lapse. So one day I will probably show you, just not now. But then you connect them all together and then you get this. I don't know exactly how well to all show you of it, but yeah. Kind of cool. Very fragile. And so, yeah, that is my video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, comment, share with your friend. I don't know what you want to do with this video. Yeah, hopefully this is just oh, I messed that up just by trying to fix it. Oh well. Because again, at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of magnets that you can recreate over and over again, and your imagination and the way the magnet works is the only limitation. So again, like, subscribe. This is the Hall of Thing, and love you, bye.